Hey everybody, my name is Rich. Welcome to another Halo 4 action figure review. Today I'm reviewing the Series 1 Elite Zealot from the Halo 4 action figure line. Now, this Elite here is amazing. Amazing. For a number of reasons. The first, to me, that's the greatest, is the fact that he can stand. Which you might not really realize that being a big deal. But here I have one of the Halo Reach Elites, which had their nice, stupid, rounded feet, and I'm going to try to get him to stand. Stand! Dang it! That's the problem with the Halo Reach Elites. They had problems standing. Yes, you can get them to stand. Yes, there has been people that I've seen pictures of where they're in amazing poses, but they shouldn't require a half hour of my life to get them to stand in place. This guy stands right out of the box, for crying out loud. You know why? Because he has flat feet! Well, not technically. He kind of has like toes, but they're flat and they can stand. The second reason that this Elite is just really, really amazing is the fact that his energy sword is an actual energy sword and is pointed. Unlike the Halo Reach energy sword that we got that was more of like some kind of a sick joke from McFarlane. I mean, look at this thing. Just for instance, put the energy sword right here. What is this? This is more like a big, dull energy spoon. This is an energy sword. This could kill. Not in real life. Well, I mean, it could if you sharpen it more, but I mean, no, you shouldn't do that. This thing here, this thing's a joke. I don't even want to look at this thing. Get out of here. It's disgusting. This is an energy sword. This is how it should have been in Halo Reach. And in Halo 4, they finally got it right, and I'm so happy. Not to mention the fact that it is transparent. It's not painted goo, unlike the Halo Reach one. This is an energy sword, and it is really, really awesome. Now, with that said, that is the only accessory that the Halo 4 Elite Zealot comes with. He comes with nothing else. He does come with a weapon peg. Ta-da! And that can go into the energy sword, but the energy sword is not removable. That is the one thing I wish they would have changed as well, would be that the blades were removable. That way you could have just the hilt, and you could mount the hilt onto one of his legs, you know, or something like that, or like on a Spartan, and that way, you know, it'd be able to kind of look like it does in the game, and then you could put the blades in and it'd be like all activated. I thought that would be kind of cool. But they didn't do that, but anyway. Paint job on this figure isn't that super spectacular. It's kind of blah. There's a lot of places on here I think that if they would have put like a nice dark wash on this figure and then painted, oh my gosh, it would have just looked amazing. But overall, it's not bad. It's still up to par with, you know, like Halo 3 McFarlane figures. So I still like it. Other than that, the helmet is removable. And you can see here that the Elite's faces have yet again changed. I'll show you here with this dork in the back. Come on, take your helmet off. Here's the Elite's face from Halo Reach. I kind of liked it, actually. I mean, it took me a little bit of time to get used to it because it didn't look as reptilian as they did in Halo games before this. But I like it. I kind of grew to like it. It seemed more alien to me. You know, it was alien and everything. Then you have the Halo 4 Elite here, and I don't know, his mandibles are a little bit smaller. His head just seems a little bit more compact. I don't know. It's nice, but I don't know if I like it as much. As far as designs go, which this isn't McFarlane's fault, this would be 343's fault, I don't know if I really care for having so much of the forearm exposed. I mean, I understand that he has Under Armour here, and he's going to have his energy shield like usual, but he doesn't have any other type of armor. Every other Elite I've ever seen on God's green earth, except when the Arbiter was naked in Halo 2, had armor on their whole body. You know, I mean, obviously you can't have armor in every place because you have to be able to still bend, like, you know, if you're actually wearing the armor, it can't be one big piece of metal. But I am still kind of wondering why they didn't put something here. Just needs something there. Articulation of this guy, take the helmet off so you can see. It does bend at the base of the neck, which is good. So you can actually get him to look down really, really far. I mean, that's amazing, that range of motion right there. And then looking back up, you can get him to about here, which is standard. It does have shoulder articulation, although the range of motion isn't super amazing. I mean, you can extend his arm kind of like that. Fist bump. Anyway. Can rotate the arm 360 degrees. Then it bends at the elbow. It also rotates at the elbow. There is part of the forearm here. It does rotate. Then you also have the hands can rotate at the wrist. And then the fingers also have articulation. You need to have finger articulation for Elites, always, as far as I'm concerned, because they don't have human hands, so it is a little bit more difficult to get them to hold weapons. And I actually really like the way that the hands are designed. They're kind of more pointed. They seem more like Elite fingers. You know, like in Halo Reach, I don't know, their hands were so tightly, like, arthritis or something going on that it was just a little difficult getting him to hold weapons sometimes. This guy's hands are nice and open. You'll be able to get the weapon in there and then can close it, and it'll be nice and snug, which I prefer. Waist articulation, not super awesome. It doesn't really go up and down at all, but it does rotate, so you can get some pretty cool poses out of him, like that. I mean, I think that's pretty cool. So there are some people out there who are going to get these guys in some amazing poses. Leg articulation, can't really move up or backwards. It's kind of sad, but it does have a little bit of range of motion. You can obviously rotate and get some other ways out of that. But bends at the knees, does not. Oh, yeah, it also rotates at the knees, at the first knee, not at the second knee. The second knee doesn't do anything. Then you also have articulation at the waist, or at the waist, the ankle. Feet design, as I showed a little bit earlier, this is how Elite feet have been for a long time. Back in Halo 3 and, Halo 2, Combat Evolved, Halo Wars, this is kind of how the Elite's feet were. Then in Halo Reach, I don't know why, but Bungie decided, hey, let's make them nice and round, like fingers. Oh, that's what people want to see. It's finger toes. Oh, looks more like Ninja Turtles to me than an Elite. This looks more like an Elite to me, and I really like the design of his armor. Overall, I mean, I would like the forearm armor to be there, but other than that, I really like the armor. To show you a back view here, this looks pretty cool. I like that. He does not have a back peg hole, though. That's odd. He does have one on the left thigh and on the right thigh, but not on the back. So I don't know why they didn't do that. But that's an easy enough fix. You could always drill one back there, but I'm always for not having to damage my figures in order to make them like how they should be. But other than that, I am overall, even with the forearm flaw, I am still going to give him a 5 out of 5. If technically, I would give him like a 7 out of 5 because I am beyond ecstatic that Elites can finally stand on their own. Because for the last couple of years, I've just gotten Halo Reach Elites, and they can't stand as far as I'm concerned. They can't. So I don't like that. Not to mention, they fixed the energy sword. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the fact that they released an energy sword in Series 1 instead of like Series 5 or something for Halo 4, unlike that they've done in like every other Halo line, I like that. I'm glad that they finally released this weapon early instead of way late. So overall, like I said, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 5. He is really cool. He's in the Halo 4 scale, but the Elites are big now. I mean, the Halo Reach, they were big, but they seemed, man, they were big, but I mean, like now they just seem so bulky. Like they seem strong. Compared to like the Halo 4 Spartan Warrior here, I mean, the Elites are clearly bigger. They're clearly bigger. In the Halo 3 line, you had Elites and Spartans, and they looked almost the same. I mean, Elites weren't that much bigger, but now they're huge. They're giants. I mean, I don't know if Brutes are going to be in Halo 4, the game, if they're ever going to make a figure of them, but the Brutes have got to be, like, just massive, because Brutes are bigger than Elites, so Brutes, like, if this is an Elite and that's a Spartan, Brutes are going to be like, oh my gosh, it's going to be huge. It's going to be awesome when they finally release them, if they do. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for commenting, subscribing, being awesome guys as always, and girls as always. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know down in the comment section what you think of this figure, and if you really were impressed, or you kind of underimpressed, you think they could have made some changes. Overall, I like it, but I'm glad the feet can stand. Hallelujah! Anyway, guys, I'll talk to you guys all again later. See ya.